Call to the public. Make a motion to consider approving the retail service agreement between Daystar Communications and the Shiawassee County Health Department for a telephone network services in the amount of $972.46 per month for a period of March 1st, 2016 through February 28th, 2018, and authorize Larry Johnson, Health Director, to sign the same.
Support.
Need a motion.
Well, I'll make a motion.
Mr. Johnson, please.
So, the health department has replaced all of our wiring, and we are replacing our entire phone system. And in doing so, we're dropping 55 extensions off the county's bill, and we're going to take on 43 extensions now to be paid by the health department and spread that funding among our state and federal grants, lowering the obligation for the county and the county general fund. It's been discussed, the condition of the phone system between 20 and 30 years old at the county level is going to need to be replaced. It's become more complicated now that Mr. Newell is no longer employed here, because he was handling fixing these phones that you can no longer replace, you can only get used parts for. The wiring project that we did is compatible with anything that the county will do in the future to just connect to it. So we're going in that direction. The health department's kind of starting to get the ball rolling, and maybe piecemeal for the county to eventually do the whole county to be on board with this. But you know, with our phone system, we had an extension that was down for 30 days, and it was one of our revenue lines, and we couldn't get. And when one of our revenue lines is down for 30 days, that's a problem. So Daystar provides our internet service, and we've researched the products, got multiple bids, and happy to stay with a local company. So with Daystar.
Yeah, the other phone system was installed when I was here the first time in the last half of the last century, so it's been there for a long time.
I wish I could do more for the whole county, but we're going to just start with our office. Voice over the internet protocol.
You're dropping extra lines?
We already did.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that'll be 55 lines, some of which we weren't using, so we're eliminating inefficiencies. And that's 55 lines that the county has on their bill. And so as we move forward with the county renegotiating, that's 55 less phone lines.
That's a lot of money per month.
I don't know the price tag on that, but it should help you guys. That's the first one.
Comes in trying to look like a hero.
Yeah. Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Larry. Guys with the money are always the heroes. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. I'd like to a motion to consider approving the agreement between the Shiawassee RESD and the Shiawassee County Health Department for information technology services in the amount of $103,350 for the period of December 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2017, and authorize Larry Johnson, Health Director, to sign the same. Second. Any discussion? Mr. Johnson again, sir. You bet.
The health department has had separate IT from the county for probably 20, 25 years. And our long-time IT manager is retired. And so that put me in a position to determine the course of where we were going to go with our IT. And after observing what has been going on with the RESD and the positive response that the county has had with the RESD, we decided the best option would be to do a contract with the RESD similar to what the county did. It will be a 2-year contract, prorated, following their fiscal year. And the main positive out of this is now the same problem that the county had when you were one deep with Chris Newell. We were one deep with Don Dickinson. When you're one deep, that's risky. With the RESD, we're now 10 deep. And it's contracted, and we've eliminated legacy costs, health insurance and pension, by not backfilling it with an individual. And when your IT is down, you're dead in the water. So it's very important to move forward in a positive manner with IT. And I would commend this board for working with the RASD. They've had some challenges, taking over the county contracts. The health department was a little bit better condition when they came into it. I think on the whole, with us getting in with the RASD, will help the county in the long run, because we're both with them now, and when it's with the health department, once again, it's coming out of our budget, which spreads those costs out among state and federal grants, and not just county general fund. So we're happy the RASD's already stepped up to give us gap coverage between the time that Mr. Dickinson retired and today. Any questions on that? Thanks.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Same. Number 6 is a discussion item, appointments to the following boards and committees. First one being the health board.
I would make a motion to reappoint based on the only 3 people that are interested in the appointment that are all showing interest, which is a good thing.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next is the Veterans Affairs Committee. We have 2 people that are on that board that are interested in being reappointed, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that are interested in them positions.
Actually, there's 7.
7?
Yeah. Didn't include Matt Shepherd, Desert Storm vet,
His name's on it, it's on that, Commissioner.
not on the front page.
I'm interested.
It's on the last page, page 5 of the pink thing, this paper that we're working on with right now. Julie.
The page that Commissioner Schneider is referring to, that just has a list of the individuals who submitted their discharge papers that are on file in this office, as opposed to putting them in the packets. I kept them on file in my office for any of the commissioners who want to read them.
That's okay. That's no problem for me.
But that's why Mr. Shepherd's, why his name wasn't on that list.
I'm just
Yeah,
going
that's
by
fine too.
Commissioner by page 5.
This is a really good list. Obviously, we got Mr. Shepherd, who served his country honorably. Jim Woodward, I played basketball against. He went to Corona. He served in the Union National Guard. He's a business owner in Owasso. Mr. Church, Mr. Medfield. There are some great people here. But for the sake of met last week with Geraldine and the sheriff and corrections. It's a federally funded program, the Veterans Outreach Program we're working on. This will get veterans that come home help with PTSD, again, federally funded. They try to keep them out of the jail system, the court system. We're not to the point where Saginaw is with a veterans treatment court just yet. I can see that in the future. I know Judge Stewart, who is also in the meeting, is very big on this veteran treatment court. I think this Veterans Outreach Program is a place to start. They come back, they get in trouble. We're trying to cut them off before they go too far and end up in prison, in jail, or do something to harm themselves. And it was a very moving meeting with a very moving video about what exists when they come back and the realities of their life. And, you know, I can't say enough for everybody that served for this country. You know, I did it myself. My father and grandfather did. My father died of Agent Orange. He got it now, allegedly. But for the sake of this Veterans Outreach Program moving forward, I would make a motion to reappoint the gentlemen that are there currently. To continue this fight, to get this program in our county and work towards the veterans moving forward. And I will hold off the rest of the discussion until it gets done.
I'll second that motion. Is there any further discussion?
Yes. A lot.
I do think in the near future, we will have to replace the gentleman there. There's no question about it. And we have 7 people that have put their names in that are all worthy of this. And I'm okay with change. I'm okay with adapting and moving forward. But at this time, with this program in progress, I think it would behoove us to keep these gentlemen. But in the near future, we will have to make a change. That's all I have.
If I just make some additional comments, I do attend as many the Veterans Affairs meetings as I can. And I really agree with Commissioner Howie that there was a smooth operation and a good understanding of how to make progress and keeping things flowing the way that they are. I'm not on this committee, but I certainly would hope to see the reappointments myself.
If I may, without being interrupted. Thank you. Whole point being that what I'm saying is that I do have things to say. One, there is a letter of recommendation from the VA office and the VA director. Unfortunately for them, that is not on the list of chartered veterans service organizations, which the law reads you have to have recommendation from them, not the VA. So they do not have a recommendation letter.
May I ask a question?
That's in 35.21, about 3/4 of the way down.
Would a letter from the VFW or the American Legion come?
Yes,
They both have those letters, sir.
they have a, from what time period? That was from their first
November
appointment.
11th, 2015, and these are all in your packet, by the way, November 23rd, 2015.
There's more things than just that simple thing. As is this, also, as is, there's a lot of things going on, and you are more than aware of it. As is, and my suggestion to keep so-called peace in the family would be to allow the new Veterans Regional Council, who is made up of commanders of all the organizations, all the veterans organizations, allow them to go through the appointments, the interviews, everything, as is, and let them decide who's going to be on the VA committee, and not us. We do the final appointment per law, but we take recommendations from the organizations. My problem in the past is that all the appointments for the last 5 years have all been politically motivated, not by the veterans. And you can go through the newspapers, and you can go through, ask anybody as is in any other organizations, and they will agree. So all I'm suggesting is to put it back in the hands of the veterans. Geraldine, is our VA director, got the regional council started, as is, and my suggestion is let the commanders hash out who is best suited for these positions. Not to just
I've been serving on our board here, Board of Commissioners, for the last 3 years. In every case where we've had any kind of a veterans issues come up, to a great extent, this room has been, and at any time that any kind of controversy has been brought about by a few people, we've had a room load of people that were veterans that have spoken for our current operation. The final decision comes down to the Board of Commissioners, in my opinion, because that's where it belongs. In a sensitivity to how the community is being served. And I believe those veterans are the ones that are stating the facts. Secondly, I just think that, the veterans will further be advanced by our continued support by this board of when they're doing a good job taking care of their business, we support them. So I just, I want to say that because I do see very happy people out there who really don't want to see anything change. So I'm just going to finish it there. I appreciate the chance for a comment.
Go ahead, Gary.
I guess just because that is the veteran board, they might appoint the same people to think the same thing we do, so maybe the same things. I guess there's no rush on it. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. Might appoint the same people.
Well, I've been on this Board of Commissioners for 3 years. I knew this was coming now, and for 3 years I realized that every December we make these appointments. It's been going on for years. I don't understand why these people are not here today or have not came forward before. Why do we have to wait for them when they know very well that this is something that we do every December?
There's also, in part of the law reading it, it states that you're supposed to have a representative from each conflict or war. It specifically talks about World War I, then II, and then Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, and everything since. And so the makeup of that committee is supposed to be at least one person from each conflict. Right now, we have nobody that is from Desert Storm or Iraq, Afghanistan. And we have 2 people sitting here now, because that we're in both of those, that are interested. But all I'm hearing is same old, let's keep the same guys. Law reads we're supposed to have representation from all the different conflicts. And by just blowing it off and keeping everybody the same, is that what it's supposed to be? I think that it's a good decision when they put wrote up the law, that you do have somebody from each time period. Things change.
Just one point. But doesn't the law also say that the final decision rests with the Board of Commissioners?
The Board of Commissioners do the appointment. It does not say anything about getting recommendations and all that other. It's supposed to be recommended by the service organizations. Okay, so, and as I was suggesting, let's let the regional council, which is a new council, made up of all the commanders of each organization, let them make the call. That way we do not have to get all tangled up in this argument, never-ending argument. Let them do their job of selecting who they want to serve on that committee.
I just want to point out, I believe that law is a little old. They rewrote it due to the fact that they were having a hard time finding one from each of it. So the law that I state here doesn't say each one of them.
You can have no more than 2 people from each time period.
So I will be
So-
happy to provide a copy of this if you want to for tomorrow, or an updated one. If that'll help.
And as I mentioned before, is why don't we allow the veterans to make this decision on their part, not us trying to second guess the laws and the reasoning behind it. It takes veterans to know veterans. And the veterans should be the ones that are making these decisions on who's going to represent them. That's what I'm saying, is just let's let the veterans, as a regional committee, and no, I'm not on the committee. I represent somebody if they don't show up. But I'll make darn sure they do on the 28th. So I have no voice in this. All I'm saying is that the veterans deserve better than a bunch of politicians sitting around making rules for them. We should let the vets do their own. And I've already talked to the commander of that committee, and he is more than willing to take it on.
You should have been here today. Commissioner Olshausen or Commissioner Howie, you have anything more to add?
I made a motion. This is a discussion we can have here tomorrow.
Commissioner?
I don't have anything to say.
All right, it's been discussion. This vote, all this vote will do is move it to tomorrow's committee of the whole. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. Next is the Valley Area Agency on Aging.
This is 3 interested, 1 not interested, and nobody, we don't have a 4th, so I would move forward to reappoint the 3 that entered their names. And we will have a vacant spot.
And there's a letter of regret from Onesia in there, so.
I'm trying to pronounce that one.
Okay. I will second that motion. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Olshausen, you're on that committee. Do you have anything to add to it?
We have a pretty good working relationship with Senator Ron Jr. You know, a pretty good job.
Well, yeah, well, mostly Sanders on the board, the other ones are just senior. They don't really have any say on the board.
Okay. But you would be interested in reappointing
motion on the table, I seconded it. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Any other agenda items?
I dropped everybody a note that Cheryl Bryce is officially leaving, and that she was approved by the Grand Ledge Board last night, and her last day here will be officially January 6th. You need to see her, thank her, give her a big hug. She's been the glue for many years, and appreciate all that she's done.
And tomorrow we're going to talk about
So,
moving forward, or do you want to talk about it
we
today?
can talk about it now if you'd like. With Cheryl leaving, I've asked the municipal consulting group.
I thought about a lot about it, and I know she's leaving. Somebody might want to think about. He's semi-retired now, and that's Jim Demas. For an interim, he may not really want a long-term, but what would really be very helpful is someone of his stature who really knows government. I mean, they do most of the audits in the county, and he's the head auditor for years on those. Is that he might be able to help us secure someone to come in, because we all know that position is I mean, we have to have that position. And as I reported at the township meeting this month with MTA, in the past, when I was a county commissioner back in the 80s into the 90s, we didn't have like someone on staff like Cheryl Bryce CPA. That work was done by treasurer, clerk. Believe it or not, register of deeds helped a lot. Now, I mean, that might be a discussion point, but in that discussion, they're going to ask for a lot more people to handle that job. So most likely, after we've discussed it, which we can, of course, we might want to keep that in-house for our service. Also, there was a lot of discussion as to, do we take that position and we contract it out? Okay, that's a discussion, but I would offer this to our board, is that it's awfully good to have someone on staff that we can get answers on a daily basis between 8 and 5 and sometimes on the weekend. So, I mean, those are the types of discussion, if we want to, we can have all those discussions. But maybe for an interim, maybe Jim Demas, I think Jim's my age, that maybe he would consider stepping in. And of course, Cheryl did work for Demas and Wesley for quite some time before she came to work for the county. So she has an excellent working relationship with Jim, so for questions and answers and so on and so forth. And I might add that Cheryl is taking this position in Grand Legend. It's quite a step up. It's a big promotion, and paper goes along with it. So, yeah, what can you say? But anyway, with that, I throw a name out like that, or somebody else. I mean, there's might be a couple other gentlemen in the area that are semi-retired. They do a lot of auditing with state books, government books, villages, cities, counties. So I'm just throwing it out for discussion.
Gary?
Wesley, he also retired too.
Yes. Yeah. So both of them are, yeah, I just threw it out for.
Yep. Well, this is the special move we need to have sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to
so.
I'm hoping to have more information tomorrow from municipal consulting to kind of shore up the job description, where it falls on our revised salary scale, so that we can get it out there. As far as interim, I'm okay with either of those people. Abraham and Gaffney has offered to step up and fill the void. I would have some concerns there, as they are our auditing firm, so maybe when the market for a new auditing firm, but.
Yeah, this is quite a compliment for Cheryl Bryce, but in discussions with other people. The reason our auditing costs by Gaffney and Abram is that Cheryl Bryce has done such an outstanding job of getting things ready and also on a day-to-day basis, and that she's very astute and on time. So she sends them, or they have the opportunity to gather information on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, up to date, all done. So when they do their auditing, it's very quick, clean, and done in a hurry. That's why our costs have been so reasonable for so many years.
So, as long as this board has the attitude that it has, not spending any money and not take care of people, we're going to continue to lose talented employees. Until we change, we're not going to quit losing. That's the way it is. Any other agenda areas?
There's only so much money to go around, so I don't know what you're gonna do about that. We can't give every department 5-6 more people if we haven't got the money, so.
Just our attitude. It's gonna cost more down the road. One day down the road, it'll hurt us. So, are there any other agenda items?
So it's not just a comment. This evening, I think it's at the road commission, many of the supervisors who will be attending will be hopefully voting on the advisory committee that we're putting together to propose the renewal. So we hope to hear a result from tonight's vote come about.
Yeah, and you might have to add, there's 18 supervisors, and one of them has to have 9 votes.
They met last night, but did they decide? I didn't hear.
I don't know.
Did they meet last night?
Yeah.
I had a township meeting and my township supervisor was there.
My township supervisor.
Oh, no, I guess it's
It's
tonight.
tonight here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary, it's going to be at the road commission.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's the
Mistake.
Christmas party.
Yeah, I talked to Tim.
It is
Yeah.
tonight.
That's
so-
tonight. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah, here, but it is tonight.
Should have some information on that tomorrow.
Hopefully there'll be some more discussion on that tomorrow, because it's very important we keep moving it forward. Like we talked last month, and Commissioner Snyder didn't want to keep moving forward, but it's already stalled down and slowed down, so I just think, as I stated last month, we have to keep pushing on this, or we won't even make the August ballot, so we just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah, we aren't going to be, of course, on the March ballot.
No.
The time frame is passed.
Today, at 4 o'clock.
So,
At 4 o'clock. Well,
I learned that
we got
the hard
10
way.
minutes.
I learned that the hard way.
No. Okay, we can go past
next is call to the public.
it. Oh.
Meeting's adjourned.
Uh,
And they did not change it